What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. It's physics, bitch. It's back. It's back. We're here again with another example of why that's true. It's not just a saying, guys. It actually is something we cover and we feel deeply about here. And we've proven it, and we showed you in a video before why having an understanding of physics can have such a huge impact on not just your understanding of your workouts, but the results that you get from them. I'll link that video again here, guys, in case you missed it earlier in the week. You'll want to check it out because it will make that whole saying have meaning. But we're going to take another step today. We're going to talk about pulleys. And when you talk about pulleys, it's another example of physics, and it changes the way you're working out. Matter of fact, I have a saying, if all you're using is pulleys, you're not as strong as you think you are. Now, why is that? Because pulleys will do a couple things. They'll change the angle of your force, or they'll make the exercise entirely easier. It all depends on the number of pulleys that you're dealing with. So work with me here. You walk into a gym, you do a tricep push down, and you say, wow, this one feels heavier than the normal ones that I usually do. Wow, I'm only using 50 pounds here and it's killing me. Why is that? Well, you probably have a single pulley setup going on. And if you look at this here, a single pulley setup, guys, is literally just the attachment, the connection in between attached to a weight load. Now, if it's going over a single weight load and a single pulley, all that's really doing, again, is changing the direction of force. Normally, if I wanted to lift that off the ground, I'd have to get on top of it, pull the stack, and lift up, apply my force up, okay? And that would be against gravity as well, so I've got a little bit to deal with there. Here, I actually can push down. I get a little bit of assistance from gravity, and I get a little bit more leverage. Yes, there's some friction that we have to deal with the machines, but in the grand sense, we basically have a redirection of the force to make it a little bit easier. But you're not lessening the load. If there's 50 over there, you got to apply a 50-pound force down to lift that thing up. Not the case as you start to add numbers of pulleys. If you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, you'll see that the weight that you're lifting becomes a lot higher, but it's not really a true reflection of your strength. It's just a different setup. You can see here on a traditional commercial gym piece of equipment, count the pulleys as we go, guys. I mean, I'm going to lose count with how many there are here. This is just redirecting and redirecting and redirecting the force, but at the same time, it's also unloading some of the amount of force that I have to apply to lift that. So at the end of the day, it's easier, but you have to have an understanding of where you're actually at. If you're going to go around and think you're going from 50 to 120 back to 50, you're going to go crazy wondering about how strong you're actually getting. Just make note on what you're doing so that you can keep an eye on progressive overload. If you're doing this 50-pound machine, try to get to 60 next time. If you're doing the 120-pound, the one you can do 120 on, try to get to 130. Keep going for progressive overload, understanding that there's going to be differences, and count your pulleys. See what you see. Do you see a bunch of them? The more you see, the less work you're actually probably doing. The less you see, the more reflective of your actual strength. So I try to stick to the single pulley machines if they have them when I go to a gym. Guys, it's just another example of putting the science back in strength. It's what we do here, and if you haven't already, guys, and you want a complete training program, head to ATHLEAN-X.com right now and get our training program and start to have an understanding and appreciation for what you're doing, because I promise you, it will reflect in the results that you see. The more you understand what you're doing, the more you can capitalize on the small things that make such a difference. And that's what ATHLEAN-X is about. I'll see you guys over at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, if you like this video, leave a message below. If you like the saying, leave another message below. If you want a t-shirt with it on it, leave another message below, and we'll get them out to you. All right, guys? I'll be back here again in just a couple days.